In this case study, we're going to talk about how we saved a Hawaii vacation rental management company over $5,000 a month in operating costs. Let's talk about it now.
Okay, so for these guys, um, we weren't doing a tremendous amount of revenue generating activities. Most of what we're doing is trying to save them money on the back end on the operations costs of their employees. With them, they work in a part of the country that has a tremendously high cost of living. They're based in Hawaii. And although their needs were fairly simple, they were having a very hard time finding reliable people that were able to work for an affordable amount in their local market. So let's just look through our savings calculator here and get an idea, wrap our heads around how much time, or how much money we're able to save them versus hiring locally. So for these people, they have 16 hours that they're looking at, that basically they have 2 shifts a day times 7 days. So that's 112 hours every week. Um, from what they were looking at, they were ready to pay people locally $18 an hour. Like I said, it's a fairly high cost of living where they're based out of. And they were really thinking that they're not going to be able to find people that are going to be qualified and be able to consistently show up for less than that. They're going to have 4 people. At the current rates that they're at, for each person, they were looking at about $390 of health insurance costs, which for a 7-day schedule with 2 shifts, you're looking at 4 people. So the total health insurance cost that they were going to have monthly for this amount of people was going to be about $1,560. The payroll cost for each employee was fairly reasonable. They were looking at about $35 a person. So 35 times 4 is about $140. And then they were going to need to rent a small office. They were able to find a place that was very inexpensive for the local market. It was only $500. But then they were estimating that they were going to have about another $180 in electricity costs. And then in addition to that, to get a high-speed internet connected there, it was about $70 a month. So in total, they were looking at about $750 of facilities costs. So now let's take a look at the results and see how the numbers pan out on this. So basically what they were looking at, if they were going to do this all in-house, for every 4 weeks, they were going to be having to spend about $10,514 for their operations team. That's including the health insurance, that's including the facilities, that's including the payroll cost, and that's the hourly wages. That's not including sick days or any other things like that. So to break it down, the cost per hour, when we add all these things together and divide it by the hours worked, because there's the additional fees, the health insurance and the facilities fees and the payroll fees on top of the $18 an hour that they're already paying, it was breaking down to about $23.47 an hour for every hour worked. That's if there's no overlap. That's if they only have one person on at a time. They don't have any overlap during their shifts. So from there, basically at the rate that they were looking at, if they worked with us, because our prices are all inclusive, we don't charge extra for facilities, um, for health insurance, for the computers, anything like that. It's all inclusive. For the operations teams, we're looking at about $9.97 an hour. They're saving $13.50 for every hour worked. So over 1 month, a 4-week period, we're looking at saving them $6,000 $6,048, which is a pretty substantial amount of savings. When we go over a longer time span, it gets even bigger. When we're looking at 52 work weeks, that's a $78,624 savings. So when you're looking at your bottom line, when it's your company and you're running it, I mean, that's a really big amount of money that we're able to save them versus having people in-house. In addition to the monetary savings, we're able to deal with a lot of the logistical things for them. So in addition to saving money on their fees, on their costs, we're also able to save them some headache and some time. They don't have to worry about their scheduling. They don't have to worry about any of the onboarding. Once we have the first person trained, we can train the rest of the people on the team for them. And if there's anybody that has to leave and be replaced, we can do the training on any of the replacements that come in. So in addition to saving a tremendous amount of money, they're also saving really a tremendous amount of just kind of headaches and logistical concerns that no longer are on their plate, so that they can continue to put their efforts towards growing their company and not just worrying about having to maintain. So it's really pretty much a no-brainer in terms of what we're looking at with this. If you have things that you need done in your operation on a day-to-day basis, sometimes having in-house employees is not the way to go, and we can definitely save you a tremendous amount of money. These prices that were used here are standard prices, $9.97 an hour. Sometimes we do have some promotions available. Please get in touch with me if you'd like to ask about any of the promotions that we have currently, or if you have any questions about how we may be able to help you and your company cut down on costs and make the logistics a lot easier for you. So thank you so much. Hopefully you have a great day, and thanks for taking the time to listen. Bye-bye.